Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Wolfman Jack, aloha yourself. Let's get this show crack-a-lackin'. Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen of the class, Mr. Ryan
What's
Ramsey.
happening?
What's going on?
I didn't name this one, but I was thinking about twice baked potatoes.
Twice
as a
baked.
name.
Twice baked. Watching a video of 3 gigantic dogs chasing my dog truck.
That's crazy.
Can you hear
You
me
know
all
why
right?
twice baked potatoes?
Twice. You know what? I've heard about it, but I've never watched it. That's a movie you caught me on.
It's not a movie. Twice baked potatoes is what I thought of when I made coffee, and I didn't have coffee, so I just ran water through the old filter and coffee. Twice baked potato, but it's coffee.
You know, it's funny you say that because I actually just did the same thing about an hour and a half ago.
So it's kind of like low key decaf in disguise.
Yep.
But it's more accurately described as just not good coffee.
Dude, it's horrible. I ran my K-cup through twice, and the second go around, I was like,
If stale was a person, this is what it would taste like when you kissed it.
oh golly. Can you hear me all right? I'm using a new computer and
yeah, looks good, sounds good to me. How about everybody in Chat Town?
Check 1 2 chat check 1.
I think it's working out.
Yeah, bro, that's good.
How's that short doing?
It was good. I had like, I don't know, 100 hits on it pretty quick. I'll go look and see.
I'm curious. I shared it with a friend today.
Dude, I was glad that Kirk and Kim were actually taking video because, you know, that was the last thing on my mind. I was worried about them dogs just eating that thing, to tell you the truth.
They were trying to.
They were a little bit. I had to get on the gas a few times.
You got to check out Kelly's short from this morning, you guys. And that'll lead us into the discussion of what we did yesterday.
It's hovering at 209, should I say 1,000 or 209 views? 209 views.
Well, 1,000 would be a whole lot of extra zeros.
It would be. It's been a long day. Yeah, no, 209 views. But you know what? It's fun. It's short. It's fun. Dogs are having a good time. The adults
Wait till we get up close and personal with that thing.
Right. Hey, I did something to this thing. You guys see it. I'm actually going to attempt to switch my camera view and see if this works out. But see if you notice it. See anything different with the dog truck?
It's got a tongue.
She's got a tongue now. And actually, I just got done printing out the flat parts. Can you see that? For the ears.
Is that the size of the ears?
Yeah.
Let me see it sideways.
Sorry, my real dog is kind of having fun. Yeah, so right there. Hang on a second. Let me get rid of a dog toy.
Is that a dog toy?
That is a screaming, ridiculously nuts golden retriever and dog toy. So that's about where I'm at right there. Does that look about right?
Yes. I scoot it back a little.
If I can.
No, just the ear. No, just the ear.
Oh.
In my mind, the way my head works, that right there is perfect.
Okay.
So the way my head works is I think about the margin between the ear and the window.
Yep.
And then the margin between the ear and that leg. And so not to generically just go in the middle. I still think an offset makes sense aesthetically. Where yeah, like basically middle, but just a little closer to the small window where you had it.
Yep, about there.
There.
That's about where it's gonna go then. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, bro.
Yep. So
Just
yeah.
you know what? Just eyeball it like I always do. I'll look at these movie trucks and then I get as close as I can and I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty stoked about how this one's coming out. And it seems like it's sitting a little bit up in the front, so I may have to do a little tweaking, but you know what? I'm gonna run this thing. I'm gonna do a video. I'm planning on taking it to Axial Fest next year and just having a blast with it there. And then I'm done with it. It's one
You
of
have
those.
to take it to Axial Fest because if you leave it home, you'll have to board it.
Right? Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, so yeah, man. And what do you think of the tongue? Yeah.
Come on. I just want to see this thing slow-mo with the hair flowing and jumping a ramp and the ears flop. That's it.
I got the windshield in too, bro.
Nice.
So, yep. So the ears are next. Kirk's having that lady that did your little decals for the side of your Scout.
Yeah.
She's working on
that sign.
She's working on the Mutt Cuts Providence, Rhode Island sign, and yeah, dude, it's gonna be a done dog.
That's killer, bro.
And at first, bro, you were like, no, but I think the more you like last night when we all got together, I think you actually like fell in love with the dog, man. I think you really liked it.
Well, I like it for you for sure.
You know what's cool about it?
No, dude, anything that you do is cool, right? Like anything that you make happen is generally 100% more than everybody who wants to talk about it will do. And so that on its face already wins. And I really do have a fond appreciation for just stupid and ridiculous and dumb.
Dumb and
this ticks all the boxes, bro. So yeah,
all the boxes are checked.
And a van, nothing that's ever been on my radar, but interesting.
Yeah, it brings a whole nother level to the game. This is so dumb. I just was like, I gotta do it.
It's killer, though.
I'm glad I did because it's a conversation piece.
It's killer, and you know what? You'll learn something anyway. I love the mount you did on the back side, and what you're doing with the front one.
Yeah, and to talk to that a little bit on the front one, it just worked out because I used that quick release on all of my trucks, and we've talked about this so many times here that Ryan, you do yours a certain way, I do mine a certain way, and that front clip, it worked out perfect because the way that it lines up, comes back and comes down and wraps around right to the bottom of that cross member. Not only is it holding the body from coming up, it's actually holding the body from going down. So I'm sandwiching that body at that resting point on the top of the cross member and latching it underneath it. So and that happened by sheer luck.
That's some of the best stuff. And you're solving multiple problems with that one thing.
Yep.
And that's always cool because you gotta, especially if it's got the potential to free float, it's got to have some kind of stop. So why not itself?
Yeah, and the van here, there was, like I said last week, there was 0 floor files, no interior files, and there's a lot of space, especially under the hood. And I was like, what am I going to do to hold this thing up to get the ride height right so I can use my standard quick release up front? And this just happened to work out. It snaked right over the top of where I needed it to be and wrapped around in clips. It's perfect. So killing two dogs with one stone.
There you go, dude. That's nice. That's working out. I started trying to print my so Kelly's got a 3D scanner and learning as we go. And I made a bumper for my trimmer's truck out of foam, which isn't strong, but I can get the shape right because I thought it'd be easier to just make one off the body than try to take a picture of the one on my little one and scale it up and cut out everything that it was attached to in some kind of software. So we had a heck of a time trying to get it scanned, though.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a nightmare. And like Ryan said, guys, it's the scanner is new to me. I've been trying to figure it out, but
what do we learn? Which after you hear yourself say it, it seems like
we thought it was the color of what you painted the bumper at first because you thought it was, white was the preferable, color for the scanner to pick up. But come to find out, I had to hold the scanner in one certain spot, angled to be able to capture that whole bumper. And it finally was able to just scan it from an angle down, and it worked. And
we also changed the light.
Well, we did. We took it outside and put it in the natural light, but not in the sunlight, though. It was just
fluorescent. Even though you can't see it, it's pulsing.
True. Yeah, and that could be messing with it for sure.
Cameras and scanners, things like that. I mean, we even turned off a ceiling fan because we saw the light oscillating on the surface. Yep. And then so moving it outside. I'm not sure we had to paint it, but we did. But I searched it up before I came over because I was like, what's the best color for picking up a 3D scan? And it said like flat white, like matte white. And I'm like, well, that's what this was. It's 3/4 construction foam. And I shaped it out of one piece, man, and sanded it. And I mean, it's actually pretty good, except that it's foam. It's not strong. And I'm like, well, dude, he's got a scanner. Let's scan it. So we scanned it and tried to, and then we painted it and then scanned it again. And I mean, it took, but I'm printing the number 3 right now. So
yeah, what happened with it?
It's just okay. I'll tell you.
Let's talk about it.
It's enough to know, like, so this file came with the paint can that was holding it up still under it.
Yep.
And so, okay, no big deal. We'll just lay that down and make a negative space and cut it out or whatever. Well, when the file comes into the software, it not only is it on the can, but it's like all goofy angle.
Yep.
So there's no way to get it flat on the plate. So I did the best I could, and I got this one. You see it's goofy inside.
Right.
I'm missing the back of the deal. I cut off too much. I couldn't see any better.
Oh, I got you.
So I went for that one with the can in it because the fidelity was better than the one that looks like it belongs on a dog truck's been chewed up. That was this one.
Yep.
Which printed and then is too big. This one's too big by half an inch.
So did you change any of it, or was it legit right off the printer, right straight to the?
I didn't change this one at all.
Gotcha.
And this one's fine, except for it's missing this stuff.
Let me ask you something, Ryan. Is it hollow on the inside, or were you able to put the infill in it?
It's got infill.
Does it?
Yeah.
Because I actually put last night after I got back and got settled in, I started working on it a little bit, and I was actually able to the one that I had on my printer was flat. It was oriented correctly, and it
And
was
you
fine.
emailed it to me.
I did,
That's the one I'm printing now.
and so far,
Don't know yet. But I took the outside measurement and made it what I matched this because it was off by 12 millimeters.
gotcha.
It'll work. And I mean, this one, the foam one works, but it won't last.
Right.
So I can make these work if I have to, and I can make that one work if I have to. But I'm hoping the one that's coming off is dialed.
Yeah, I'll be curious to know how that one comes out, because actually, when you were just sitting here talking about it, made me think. I just took these dog ears off of my printer, and I was like, man, I should throw that bumper on there and print it out and see what it comes out like.
This one that's on here looks clean. So, I mean, it's
The one I sent you last night, right? The one you're doing now?
which is the one I didn't get till today. So I did what I could do first
Gotcha.
with the raw dog files, and then so I could make this work if I need to. I can make this work if I need to, but it's goofy. This was the cut we did at his place, so it's not square. You know what I'm saying? There was that weird piece that it filleted in that wasn't there in the first place, and then it put this real neat pitch edge on it. I mean, it looks like a pitch edge, like if you were see that corn cob along the corners.
Yep.
I mean, it's not the end of the world.
You could make that look like showroom condition.
If it fit, I would use it.
Right.
But it's fatter here, and it's not fat enough. Well, it's okay there, but it's too fat here, and it's just too the gap. It's I don't know how it got too big, but it did.
Where did you slice that all up at? In your printer software?
I did a little Tinkercad and I did printer software. So this one that had the paint can on it, the file was too big to work in Tinkercad, so I did that in Bamboo. This one that I overcut, I did in Tinkercad, and it was a pain in the ass. Multiple attempts. I mean, I spent hours on it.
That's crazy.
But it's my fault. I don't know why I didn't see the cut better than that, because this would have been okay if I didn't cut too deep this way.
Right. Yeah, because I spent like 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes working on the file and mesh mixer that you're printing right now. So I'm kind of curious to know how that comes out.
It's looking smooth like this.
Yep.
But it'll all be there, right? This
it should be.
It looks good. It went on flat. I was able to size it.
Nice.
So the outside of this one is like 298, 300 corner to corner on the outside. And the outside, when I checked the scale measurement on it, was 312. And so I at first I uniform scaled it, and then I started going at it, and I was like, wait, that's going to make it too short this way, up and down.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped it before it ever got started, and then just did the width right.
Right.
And left it alone. So I think this is going to be it.
Sweet. I hope it comes out pretty good.
And dude, let me swing this around and show you guys what I'm talking about.
Bro, to everybody that's in here, trying to scan this guy, 3D scan Mr. Pilot Ryan Media, is nuts. Whatever chemical imbalance you got going on, brother, it just does not work.
I
We've
honestly,
tried
dude, I
twice.
don't wear watches, but if when I did try to wear watches, I killed them. I don't know, my chemistry,
Jeez.
bro, or something.
Dude, guys, I'm like trying to get him to not laugh, and I'm trying to like scan him, and all of his damn facial hair and the long hair don't care. The scanner don't care. Dude, I spent like 35, 40 minutes trying to brush you out a little bit on Mesh Mixer last night on my computer. And I'm like,
But look at that.
dude.
I mean, that's gonna be good. I
Yeah,
think
for
when
sure.
this one comes off, I think it's gonna be fine.
Should be.
This one is only missing the
Is it just in that spot where the license plate sits?
yep.
Yeah.
Wow, this one's 295. I may end up shrinky dinking that one because I think I did 300. But that's okay.
Well, you know what? It's nice to be able to actually dial these parts in and then save them into the proper files. You know, like if that one works that I sent you last night, I'll take that and save it into the Tremors truck file on my computer. So that way then, it's easily accessible. And if we do it again, if we do another one, then it's there.
Exactly.
Right, says like the first cut is the deepest. You know it. Victor RC Jets, what's happening, dude?
But yeah,
Wow, Bill. I'm just saying hi to some people. Wow, Bill, Henry Bates, welcome. Mr. Ramsey, hello, sir. Who else we got in here? You see the Air Marshals, he's in here.
he said hey right away, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's happening, Mr. Air Marshal? Yeah, no, this is great.
But yeah, I can make it work. Whatever.
Yeah, I know you will, man. Drywall screws and mud and
License
liquid
plates,
liquid nails, dude. That thing will be like 9-inch nails. It'll be done.
whatever it takes, dude.
Mad scientist Dell is in the house. Welcome.
But yeah, it's funny because I mean this one is dialed. The one I can't use.
But you said that one's smaller than the one that's on your printer right now by a millimeter?
A little bit because I measured off of the plastic one that fit, not my original.
Yeah.
And it's like 296, 297, and I did 300. Like, whatever, bro. Millimeter and a half gap on each side. So what? I wanted it to fit. And I can heat and scrunch or I can fill. I got to glue it anyway. So, I mean, I've got some
Right.
opportunities.
Yep.
Um,
For sure.
But, dude, I don't have any paint on it, but it's going to be sick. It's sitting on wheels, though. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to you.
So, yeah, this will be all right.
Nice.
And one of the coolest parts
good.
about this whole thing that we're doing these days is that I've got my 11-year-old daughter on Pinterest all on her own volition with no urging from me. She's into like country music a little bit right now. And for whatever reason, as you do, that leads you into trucks. And so she's snapping all these, screenshotting all these cool ass trucks, resto mods and stuff. There's one with an American flag wood bed, and there's like some cow print interiors and stuff. And I'm like, I've done some of that already. And one really nice looking Ford with the two-stripe kind of two-tone scheme, which I could redo one of those. Honestly, if I redo this truck down on leaf spring, I can do the American flag, her paint scheme, and cow print the interior, and she'll be over the moon. And I think also, man, whoever owns that truck in real life should see the one I make when it's over. I'd like to be able to find some of these people sometimes.
Bro, I want to take this stupid shaggin' wagon. I would love to be able to like get some autographs from a couple guys, if you know what I mean.
Dude, trimmers, both of them. I tried to find out who owned the Scout, the Snowstar version. I couldn't figure out who owned it, but I saw some posts on Facebook. So I'll sneak in an RC on a full scale Facebook group every now and then.
Heck yeah. No, that's great. I'm tempted to switch back to my other camera and start cutting and putting dog fur on these stupid ears.
Man, by all means.
And watch everybody listen to me cuss and swear and get mad at what I'm doing.
I need to play with Bondo paste still a little bit before I get paint on it. It was too muggy to paint today. I wanted to get this thing blue, but as we've been discussing, like, that paint really has to cure out to not get reactivated by that chemical hotness of the Bondo paste.
Brother, I would have I would have put a coat of blue on it. The thing would be done. Humid, muggy, whatever, it doesn't matter. And that's why I end up with junk half the time.
I think we figured out why that happened.
Yeah, I won't use that again.
I think that metal paint with the acetone in it,
stinking paint,
messed up. Yeah, it's off gassing whatever it's doing to the plastic.
Absolutely, 100%
is my guess, because I haven't seen that happen any other way. And we've painted a bunch.
You know, and I've got a good test. I've got some spare parts down in the basement, like a couple of the pieces from the VW Bug that I should actually take and spray that on there and let it sit for 24 hours and lightly just sand it and then
see what happens,
and then paint it and see what the paint does.
I want to test enamel on this stuff. Actually, also, because that stuff dries hard, like.
Yeah, that or like Emerald paint that they use on aircraft. You know, that's super, super, super extremely hard paint. My brother's got an airplane that he actually, do you remember a guy by the name of Jim Hoffer? He was in Goshen, and he was a really good RC airplane pilot. Really good. And he designed like some of his own airplanes, and one of them was called a Retriever. And my brother wound up buying a kit. It was a fiberglass kit, and they finished it, and they used Emerald paint on this thing. Dude, I remember back years ago when my brother did this, he'd spend weekend after weekend with Jim trying to get that thing done, and it's black and red, and the paint on this thing is absolutely flawless. But it's got actual, Emerald paint on it.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I think it's tomorrow. You guys should be looking out. Our airplane friends. Keep an eye on social.
Uh-oh. What now? Something new? Is it a new product, or is it something that's going on like with a couple people that you know that are coming together, or what?
It's new. But for real new. No repop.
Oh, really? Am I gonna want one? You know me well enough. You're shaking your head, yeah.
I do.
You know what I wish that they would do is pop for a Carbon Z air tractor. I would go in debt to my eyeballs for
a good plane, dude. That is
Carbon Z. Yeah.
That thing flies way better than it looks like it should.
Yep. I love my 1.5 meter. I wish they did it. Is it 1.5 or what? Am I saying that wrong?
It's 1.5.
Is it 1.5?
59-inch wingspan.
If they would do a 2.1, a 2.0 or 2.1, Oh my gosh.
That'd be
Come
amazing with
on.
like some big stupid Fowler flaps, slotted.
Yeah. And then
Um,
actually put a legit spray boom system on there so you can like legitimately like crop dust. Dude, it's I grew up my whole
I like.
family. My
Do
whole
any of the
family are
real
crop
ones?
dusters.
Do any of the real ones have suspension?
No.
Yeah,
They're all the main gear is sprung. It's spring steel, and then the tail wheels are obviously are springed.
got it. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because my dad's cousin, he's the one that is in Wakarusa. He just passed away a few months ago, but his son and I were like best of buddies, like in high school, late part of high school. And he went to Northwood and Napanee, and we got our pilot's license at the same time, and we had a blast being out there around the dusters and stuff all the time. So fun.
Um, I flew the Dynam crop duster. It was okay, but not near as good as that air tractor, dude.
Dude, that air tractor is legit. It flies fantastic. I think it flies just as good as like I'm a big fan of the RV. Was that the RV7 that they had?
Yeah, and that thing flies really good. To me, it's a little smaller than I want, but that thing was awesome.
Yeah, even if they would, I like the bigger stuff. I mean, look what we're messing with the trucks. You know,
Right.
but I'm like, screw the 110 scale. I want 1/6. Give me one
I'm
fourth, one
I'm
fourth
looking
scale. Give me
forward to
something I
do
can ride
some
on.
again, though. I can't lie. I'm gonna do some 10 scale stuff for sure again.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually want to take the Toyota out one more time and go through the buttons of it all. Dad's got one.
You're talking about the LC80?
Yeah. Dad's got one, and there's a lot of buttons. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think I did any of that in the video. I just ran it. So it's for him. I'll just make it that other people may enjoy it, but it may not be a long one, but I'm going to run it and just show how to second gear it. I'll probably show how I eliminated the turn signals, which if you watch a lot of reviews, they act like you can't do it, but you so can.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
hard. You just trace them down to the junction box and unplug them, dude.
Right?
I mean, what?
That's
It's not hard.
it's
But
it's go ahead.
no, it's yeah, because he hit me up the other day, and he was wondering what the buttons were doing. He had messed around, pushed some buttons he didn't mean to, whatever like that, and then like it didn't work. It wouldn't work. Well, it's because there's a power button hidden in there too. It just wasn't on. That's all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But second speed, once you get the light set, you don't hardly need to mess with them anymore. But it's nice knowing how it works. And it's a cool truck. And I think I'm going to change out the power system and maybe the servo. I'll go with the power system for sure first.
More importantly, what are you going to put on it for body wise? What are you going to do? Come on. What are you doing?
It's going to stay what it is. I may change the tires though.
So you're going to leave it pretty much stock except for the power system, the steering
Yeah,
servo.
because honestly, I would run it if it had better drag brake or brushless. So I may be able to experiment with the drag brake on the buttons. Who knows?
Right.
And see if I can get something better out of it. And I'll find that out. So I know what I'm talking about. But the reason I'm saying it is this trail truck Willie's wagon, it's ridiculous because it's a trail truck. It's top heavy. It can't do a lot. But it's my one rig that actually has a reef servo in it. Overkill. that needs an RTR servo. I don't know what I was thinking. And so I'm gonna take it out and use it in something else that I actually want to perform, you know?
Right.
And then it's got a brushless 2-in-1 in it. So it's like, guess what, homie? This Willys wagon's about to be running on LC80 equipment is what's gonna happen.
Nice.
Yep.
KW79, what's up, brother?
What's happening? Dude, Chris is coming along on that Tacoma. I think he's like out of town or on vacation or something.
Yeah, it's almost like, I think it was his birthday yesterday or something
like that.
It's like he's out for a week hiatus for his birthday or something.
I saw him post up where his kid can't stay away from his project.
Right.
And I was thinking when I saw that, I was like, you know what? You got to paint it. Right now, it's all those bright colors from the different filaments. You got to make it look boring. Yep. Socialism gray. and you know, just boring. And then maybe.
Then the kid will go find something else to do.
Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine if I had kids right now, bro? This dog truck, it would be swarmed.
They'd be sleeping with it.
Dude, it'd be in pieces.
I got to see that movie. My kids will die when they see that truck, dude.
The Dumb and Dumber movie? Didn't you watch it the other night?
No, we were going to, but I didn't.
I thought you said you did.
I'm telling you, man, we got Tipper. I married Tipper Gore, dude. If there's anything wrong in a movie or anything weird, it ain't happening. That's why the stuff I watch with my boy is this, you know, these old 90s or before series on TV. It's so funny because I see the cuts during the show and I'm like, that's where a commercial used to be.
Bro, yeah, this Dumb and Dumber movie, she may find some faults with it. But for the most part, it's pretty good though.
It looks killer. And it's just got to it's got to catch air. That's it. It doesn't have to be crazy air. Those ears got to be flopping and bouncing and slow-mo and Sarah McLachlan, something.
Dude, there's a perfect spot that we found at Oxbow Park last weekend that would be a great little jump for this thing. So we'll make that happen.
Big Air don't care.
Dude, even if it falls apart, I don't care. I'll put it back together, I guess.
I don't think it will. You know, I mean, that's the one truck you have that has padding.
But on top of that, I went and used your surgical tape on every seam on that body, and I glued the living shit out of it. So the likelihood of this thing actually falling apart is probably pretty slim.
For real.
We'll jump it. We'll get it done.
With those kinds of preemptive measures, I mean, if anything, you get a crack, but never a break.
Yep. And that's okay. Because like you said, it's got like, I think it's like 3/8 padding on this damn thing.
Dude, it's
big. It's ugly and it's huge.
Bro, one stuffed animal that I had when I was a kid that was a big deal. I actually still have it. It's in it's in one of my bass drums or something. Because we'd stick pillows in our drums, you know, like our bass drum. You stick a pillow or a couple t-shirts in there to kind of deaden it.
Yep.
And I threw this Lamut dog in it. It's the same color as your truck, bro. Your truck looks like my Lamut.
Well, you know what, Ryan? When you watch that movie finally with the kids, then I'll pass I'll have to bring the whole truck over. We'll run it around because you got a Golden, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll love it.
She'll chase it.
Yep.
And bark.
It's a shaggin' wagon. Heck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So here's the question of the day: Do I leave the padding on these, or do I just rip the hair off the carpet off of the padding and just put the carpet on there? Because they're kind of somewhat bulky and thick in the picture.
Let me see.
I need like, let's take a vote. Do I need to put the
You don't
padding
need
on
a
them or
vote.
not? Huh? Yeah.
You don't need a vote.
I need to figure it out
You just
because
need me to tell you.
I
I'm just
want to
kidding.
get it done.
My
I'm
opinion right away is that
there it is again, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen of the class. The dog truck. I'm grabbing my stuff.
do the ones in the movie move?
It's a good question, Ryan. I'm not sure. So you guys can see this, right? So I've got a backer to it, and then it's got like a 3/8 foam, open cell foam, and then it's actually like adhesed onto the foam, and I can rip that off of the foam and just hot glue that right to the stinking.
Whatever you do, as long as you maintain your definition, you win.
So are you looking at the pictures?
Yes.
So you're the king of I'm turning stuff around because I think I'm gonna start cutting stuff and making a mess. Why not?
Bro.
Dude, I'll have to get my sweeper out when I get done with this tonight because this is nasty stuff, bro.
Bro, this actually is a really good picture. I'll text it to you. Hold on.
Copy that. Sorry, I'm kind of going off camera here, but I'm kind of wanting to do some of this.
As long as you have definition, you'll be fine. That's what I'm saying. So as long as you can see that there's an ear there, so whatever that takes. What I would do, it's always easy to start with what you have. So if it's already got the backing on it, mock it up and see if you like it. If you don't, then you rip it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got plenty enough of this stuff to go around, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna actually I'm gonna do one with the backing on it and one without it and see what it does.
Yeah. I mean, once you do the one, you'll know.
Dude, my new computer's gonna be covered in dog fur, bro.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely is defined. So it's tall enough, it's big enough. It's fairly well defined and obvious that that's an ear, dude.
Yeah,
And depending on the pictures you look at, some are kind of square looking and some are a little more rounded. It's weird.
Well, I keep trying to go for the actual original truck. You know what I'm saying? The one that's in the movie.
That's what I would default to too. But even within movies, the trucks change sometimes. Like, bro, I studied that trimmer's truck so hard that I could tell they either painted or changed the truck, dude. Within,
oh, no kidding.
Yep. Yeah.
Bro, are you thinking I need to wrap this on the inside too?
No.
What am I doing that dark brown on the inside?
If they're gonna flop, I would consider it. If they're just gonna sit there, then it's not necessary.
Well, remember that brown stuff that Kirk gave me?
I think that stuff's amazing if you're gonna be able to open the ears up.
So I'm almost tempted to just go all the way across, bro. All the way around.
That stuff is thin enough; it ain't gonna hurt.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. If you don't use it at all, yeah.
If I take and rip this off and don't use the foam just on the inside, but use it on the outside. That might be the trick. Guys, come on, man. I'm having fun with this. You gotta help me out. Foam on the inside or no?
Let them know, guys, in the chat.
Because you
I
can
think
kind of see
that's too thick.
it's too thick. So I think I'm gonna use it on the outside and then just use this by itself on the inside.
Yep. Or nothing.
Well, I'm about to toy around with this and see. Sorry, guys. I'm in the mood, man. I'm trying to get this thing done. Yeah, dude. But I'll tell you what, the hot glue works well for this stuff.
We were talking about hairspray and everything, dude, yesterday.
Well, you know what? If it wasn't for us being close to go time on this show tonight, I would have put my brand new laptop far, far away, and I was going to get the Aquanet out and start going to town on this thing. Because I mean, you can probably kind of see it. I got some of this is raised up on the top up there.
Yeah. It looked cool with the wind blowing over it driving.
So I'm in it to win it. In it to win it, gentlemen. Yeah. All right. That's what I'm going to do. I have to do foam on the outside, no foam on the inside.
Yeah.
That is the trick. Yeah, man. If you want to come back on camera, I can. That's no big deal. I can do this later.
Bro, whatever, man. Do it. It's cool.
I just wanted to start kind of working on it and see what I wanted to do here.
I think I'm going to send a picture of what I may make small next.
Do it. Send it over. Let's see it. Send it across.
And what's cool, actually, let me send it over first.
Dude, I'm getting covered in dog fur.
All right, so that one's sent. Here's this one.
Bro, I got these too. I gotta get these covered.
Hold on, I can't see because my computer is doing stuff. Yeah, man. Nice.
So I'm gonna cover these because I originally made these for the Scout. These are the original bucket seats that came with the files for the Scout.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it, so I went with the bench seat from the 54 Chevy. So I have these, so I'm gonna cover these ugly damn things. You can see how ugly they are because I don't sand nothing when it comes to interior parts like Ryan does. I just start painting shit and hope for the best.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cover those with dog fur.
That's killer.
Craig, yes, carpet body. Behind on the build. It's the shaggin' wagon, brother.
All right, look at this, Kelly.
I'll wait on this. Coming back over. Let's see. What do we got? Oh. Yeah, you need to repaint yours.
Not just make a small one.
Oh.
So this one's a slightly different year, but I don't care. It's still a 250. My grill's a little different on the front, but I don't care. But what I love about this is I've been thinking about a two-tone anyway. It's got those lights on the cap and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'll go for that year exactly. But So those tires that are on there are old school Mickey Thompson Bajas that were actually the same tires that are on the trimmer's truck for real in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Guess what? I bought a set of those. I got lucky and found a set. They're discontinued, I think, most places, but I got a set of those for 10 scale. They're like 4.75. But they were too big for my trimmer's truck, dude.
Nice.
So I ended up going with those smaller BFGs that are on Dad's trimmer's truck to fit in the arches. Yep. So I have a brand new set of crazy Mickey Thompson old school Bajas that look exactly like what's in this picture.
Dude, so you're going to do a 1/10 scale on that?
Yeah, that way I can keep here's the next picture. That way I can keep the bed and do this.
You said something about American flag. Oh, dude, a piece of plywood. That's sweet.
It's a different truck, but I don't care. I can do that.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
And
it looks like the gas cap's in the middle.
Dude, it looks great.
But my 11-year-old's like screenshotting this stuff to show me, like, yeah, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it just because of her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll do that forward with those Mickey Thompsons because I have a brand new set that aren't sitting on anything.
Dude, you need to finish. You need to get. That's what you need to do is print out that truck and do this and have her have her help you.
I thought about leaving the interior out.
Make it hers, man.
Well, dude, check out this interior she sent me. Hold on, dude.
That's crazy.
She asked Mom for my email or whatever. So my kids get limited time on screens, but my daughter she's digging on Pinterest and she's found these. So hold on, this is a riot. So I'm gonna bring all this stuff together, I think, into one truck.
Nice.
So check out the interior she found for me.
What?
Look at the roof liner.
I see it.
And then the seat, I don't know if it's got holes in it or what, but looks like they patched it.
Dude, you know what captures my eye in that is the dash. There's no way in hell. I don't care, Ryan, how good you are at patina. There's no way that you could replicate that to a T. That is cool.
That sounds darish.
I was hoping you accepted it that way.
Bro, I can do that.
That is super cool.
That looks like a dash that was made, though. So it's actually pretty flat across.
A homebrew?
That's a homebrew.
Everything about that truck is a homebrew, except for the steering wheel and the column.
That's liable to be different too, bro.
What do they have on the floorboard over there on the driver's side? Is that like one of them
beaded mats?
The beaded mats you put on the seat so that you can it's supposed to be like a massaging thing? Is that what that is?
I think so.
And cowhide on the ceiling, and oh my dude, that's a hot mess. Sorry,
the seats look legit. Dude, I saw the inside of one of these the other day, and you know what they use for the bench seat? It was a mattress folded into 90 like this.
Oh my God.
It looked awesome.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's my speed, dude.
That's a hot mess right there, man.
Yeah, I don't need I will borrow elements, you know.
That's
but
crazy.
that easy peasy, and
yeah, that is.
This I could make it on the Ford I have now, just shrink it down, and I'm thinking about doing it on one of my leaf sprung chassis so I don't have to mess up that American flag. But I also thought about what if the shock tower thing was like a roll instead of, faceted. And then it could be like a flowing American flag. Like it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're getting at.
I like flat better though.
I think if you're gonna replicate that American flag, I think you need to do that on a Gemini chassis.
On a leaf springer?
Yep.
Yeah, keep it flat, dude. And man, I'm telling you, I'm going to mop those tires up on that chassis before I ever print this bed, because I want the arches right. I don't want to have to cut them.
So I love that olive green or whatever color green that is and white. That really sets off well.
I like the little lights on the roof and that little extra shade actually on there.
Yep.
And this would be the first one where I don't go with old school bumpers. They got some burly, modern type of bumper on here.
Yeah.
On the front and the back, it looks like.
We could 3D scan that shit.
That's true. But I can do that paint job. And then I've got tricks for styrene for making the trim. Like I did on the Willys wagon, dude.
The chrome trim strips there?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing I've never messed with is styrene.
Dude, I just bought half round and made it. I melted it to make the curve in it because I had a bend to make. You remember that Z bend on that Willys?
Yep, I sure do. Sure did. I sure did remember.
I'm going to show it. Hold on.
But yeah, that truck looks good. But you know what? You got to leave off of that? Those stinking stupid mirrors. Those things would be gone in like 0.2 seconds.
The way we drive. Have them unless they're easy to take off.
Right. Magnets. I got some really, really small magnets. Just magnet those right on.
But dude, I did that silver stuff on
right up front.
Yeah. Along the side.
Yeah,
see that Z bend?
Great. Yeah, you said you what? Heated that up and bent it like that?
There's one on the front and on the bottom of the window too, down where it meets the hood.
Oh.
So there's two. There's the bigger one with the Z at the end, and then there's a small one right here too.
Yeah, I remember that small one. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And bro, on the one that I modeled this after, it was missing the small piece on the door. That's why that door is off white.
Nice.
But then it picks back up and goes under the front window.
No, yeah, you did a good job with that styrene on that for sure.
And dude, I just bought half round. That was it. And just a little heat, and you bend it where you want.
Sweet.
Sweet. These trucks can have that trim replicated. I painted it silver, but you can replicate that trim pretty easy.
Dude, is that Fly 327 RC? Is that Ty? It is, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think he's got like 20 different YouTube.
He's got a couple channels, but I don't think that's one of them. Because there's an Urban Legend 2, and then there's another one that's just completely doesn't sound like RC at all.
Yeah.
That's that pink felt on the inside of the ears. Well, you should have seen this really lush, perfect brown.
What that Kirk gave me?
Yeah.
I know, dude. It's gonna look good. I'm gonna grab it. Yeah, it'll look good with this. I'm gonna grab a piece of this dog hair don't care that's laying all over the place. See that, bro?
Yep. I saw that stuff yesterday. I thought, man, that's not bad either.
So I'll dude, you know what? I'll pull my brand new stupid sewing machine out that I've never used before, and I'll go to town on this crap. I'll sew that crap in there.
You could.
You want me to sew you up your cowhide seats too for your 1/10 scale?
You know how I
You
put
want to
mine
call
on?
that?
I did. I hot glued it on, and then I cut Elmer's glue in water, and then just brushed it on. The water evaporates, but the glue stays. And that's what's on the seats in the FJ55, that RC 4-wheel drive kit build.
Yep. Cowhide it up.
Which I want to run. I like the little stuff too, but dude, these are fun, dude. The big ones are a blast.
Dude, I'll tell you what, I was cruising through, gosh, it was what, the SCX6 Honcho page on Facebook, and then the other SCX6 group that's out there. There's another one. There's a few, but two of them I saw. Man, these guys are like starting to do what we're doing. They're 3D printing shit and making it work on these things, which is cool. Which is super cool.
It is cool. Are you guys able to see the comments now on the screen? I think you are. Like the new comments.
Yep. Down, yep, at the bottom right corner.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, so what's up, Ty? Yeah, it's not Ty. I don't, yeah, Flight 327. I kind of got mixed up there.
Yeah, the likes are nice. And watching the videos are nice. And you know what you guys should do is just go to any old playlist and hit play and walk away. Let them run all day.
Yep.
Who cares? Do it before you leave the house. Seriously.
Yep, exactly.
Find your favorite playlist. Vintage training films. Those aren't my videos, but I did put a playlist together, old school World War II, like real training films. Those things are awesome. Way back in the day, at the beginning of the channel, I found all this crazy cool old training films for World War II planes and videos and things that they said that would not pass in today's culture. But I mean, there's one, loose lips sink ships. Like it's crazy, bro. But I mean, when you watch that playlist, it doesn't do anything for the channel, but it's cool. But there's RC trucks, there's jets, there's all kinds of things, different brands. Nice. Yeah, Ty is into the archives, dude. He keeps popping up on some old stuff with some comments, and that's awesome. Yeah, I see him.
I bumped into his little live stream last night for a little bit, and they were hot trot on the airplanes, man. I'm glad to see Ty's on.
I didn't make it last night.
Onto the airplane scene. It sounds like he's gonna fly. He said maybe even Friday he might be able to get out and fly. I think he's gonna fly that new Aeronica Champ before he flies the what's the one that Kirk has that I don't care for? The
Aero Scout, which is the best beginner plane ever.
Two coming in tomorrow. You're starting to sound like me. Jeez, so
well, if you're not clicking your own link in the description, click mine.
There was one time I had at times 3 or 4 big boxes sitting in my kitchen, and I'm scratching my head going, why am I doing this? Thanks, Pilot Ryan Media.
I sold a lot of planes to be sitting here drinking twice baked coffee.
Right?
Gosh, man.
Oh wow, so Ty actually has the Champ and the Aero Scout coming tomorrow. I thought you already had those. And what radio are you going to use, Ty?
I think you got an NX8.
Nice.
But here's the pro tip. The Aero Scout comes with a DXS. Use it. Use it until you're ready to jump the... Listen, I already know what happens to the noobs. I've been around too long, and I might be in the business every day, taking calls and chats and emails every day, all day. So when E.F. Hutton speaks, MFers best be listening. Hey, and we can talk, dude, on the personal tip as well. But I'll tell you right here, beginner, intermediate, and expert, pre-programmed, perfect on the DXS it comes with. Amazing. No programming necessary. Assemble a plane, charge the battery, go have fun. The inclination that you must resist is to bind up your nice, fancy, awesome NX8 to the Aero Scout. It's easy. It's easy to do. But what's going to happen is now you got to program it, which is fine. You're going to have to learn how to do that anyway. And that's how all binding flies are. You got to set them up or do the file. But you're going to have to bind it, set it up. You're going to set up safe, and you're going to wonder why you don't have intermediate mode anymore. Well, because you just undid what they had done. And so it's not the end of the world to bind it up to an NX8, and it's a great radio. I have an NX10 they're damn near identical. But now Ty's, I'm sure, different, where he's capable and willing to go through the learning curve of programming a radio. But my advice to someone I didn't know is roll with the DXS until you know what you're getting into. Because all of a sudden it's going to be you're watching my flight mode video to figure out how to set up flight modes. Basically, you're going to fix something that wasn't broken if you get in a hurry. That's really what I'm getting at. It's perfect the way it comes on that DXS. I have an Aero Scout, and I'm going to fly it on the DXS, even though I got an NX7E and an NX10. I ain't changing it. Unless I got to show somebody how to do it. That would be the only reason.
Yep.
Just until you're ready, until you're more familiar with the radio. I mean, that's all. I mean, you can do it. But what happens is we get I know this, man. We get excited. We get pumped up. We got a hot, awesome radio with more switches that you only are going to use half of. But you got a super duper dope radio and you want to put it on your Aero Scout, and you can, but wait till you're ready. You may want to enjoy it the way it comes, stock out of the box first. If you're going to make a video on it for your own channel, talking about the way they come is, I think, more appealing to more people than making them feel they got to change something right away. Like some guys I used to know in the business, it's like this is the worst thing you can do to a manufacturer is like instantly modify it, acting like it's not good enough. Not like that's the thing here, but I've seen it. Companies hate it.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. They've done their homework, especially with the...
It's a slap in the face.
They've done their homework. Everything's set, and the parameters are already in place. So go enjoy it, like you're saying. And when you get more advanced into things and you want to start buying cheaper receivers like what me and Bobby do, those AR 630s or wherever they are, that have no telemetry, nothing, no gyro, no nothing. You slap those in an airplane, and I like I said a few weeks ago, I've got like 12 or 13, maybe 15 of those, and I love them.
A lot of people like the stability, dude. And what's neat about knowing how to program something is that the 620, yeah, it's basic, and the antenna is internal. But like a 630, 631, all the rest of them, you've got that AS3X and safe capability. But if you program it, you can make one of those flight modes no gains at all. So a bind and fly is going to be, unless you reset the receiver or update the receiver, a bind and fly is going to be, if you bind it, you're going to have AS3X. They call it safe select because you've got to intentionally make it happen. So if you want safe, you got to set up the flight modes. I got a video for it. It's dope. And set up the flight modes, and then you can have safe or AS3X. And if you've reset one or updated one, even if it was a bind and fly, that receiver is going to act like it was off the shelf, which gives you the full potential to actually screw with the numerical values. And it's awesome because on a plug and play or anything that I've reset or updated, I can put safe on it, AS3X on a mode, and then another mode with nothing on it. And I would fly the videos where I'd show naked, AS3X, and safe.
Yep.
And safe is the same thing as beginner mode that you see in the progressive ready to fly offerings. But once you get out of the ready to fly stuff, the progressive, intermediate, and expert is not there. That's only for those. You can kind of emulate it, but that's the travesty of it is to get folks acclimated to the 3 stages, the progressive nature, and then it's not available unless you are an MIT graduate programmer of some type.
Right.
Next worst thing. And so I love the Aero Scout as a first bigger plane because you're going to get a receiver like the AR631 that you actually will see in other stuff on up your road to flying more advanced things, right? So the things you're going to struggle with and learn on the AR631 and your Aero Scout when you do finally go to an NX8 is applicable in the future versus the Apprentice and the yellow and gray Carbon Cub S2, which are great, but they come with a weird receiver and a flight controller that, again, is perfect for what they come in and come with the DXS. I know from experience, when folks try to bind those things up to a better radio, it's counterintuitive. You have to dumb it down. The things that are the truth, you have to kind of skip. Instead of saying one aileron, you have to just say normal. There's things that you want to tell it that are the truth as you're setting it up that you have to just kind of glaze over. And all of the hullabaloo that you have to learn to make the Carbon Cub or the Apprentice work on a good radio, you're going to beat your head against the wall to learn it and figure it out. And you can. But because those two are really unique with the receiver they use and the flight controller they use, none of what you learn is going to be applicable in the future. So the Aero Scout with the 631, not only because it's flying character and its configuration, but because of the technology in it, to me, makes all kinds of sense to learn on because what you do learn is applicable rather than obsolete immediately. Where's the fork at? I'm going to stick it because I'm done on that soapbox.
Well done.
I mean, I've hung around it a little bit. I guess I might
just
talking about just a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. Just a little bit.
Speaking of flying,
you have been around a little bit. Let's go. What are we
doing? I'm jonesing to.
Dude, I got water.
Keep your eyes peeled tomorrow, y'all.
You got what?
Keep your eyes peeled.
I'm so tempted just to unhook this computer and walk outside and just show who's left in here and go, this is why I have float planes. Gee, let's go, bro. Like even Ty, I told him last night, I was like, man, I'm like, float flying is so much easier than landing on hard surface. It just is because, you've got your wheel and you got that surface that touches the ground, but you got floats that are this long that depending on how you land, you've got all that surface that's touching at the same time. I'm telling you, flying off water is so much easier. The first time I did it, I was scared to death, but now I'm like, let's
Here's
go.
my thing. I have to, in a way, I'm disagreeing. And even if you're right, it doesn't feel like it, because here's why, bro. When you stuff one in flying at a flying field, what do you do to go get it?
Yeah, you just walk over and pick it up.
Okay. When you stub a toe on a float, what do you do to go get it?
You swim. Or you take the boat. And that's the thing. Like
That's my thing.
I don't fly off the water unless my boat is in the water, so I can at least go retrieve something if I have to. And I luckily had a friend who was next door, 2 doors over, that happened to be out all day on the boat and had some drinks, and he was enjoying me doing all kinds of ripping with my little Icon A5. And I come out of a loop out here, and the elevator just stopped working, and it went right straight, dude. It went right straight in the water, and I think I busted the tail section off of it, and I wound up losing the canopy off of it. I still have the airplane. I put it back together, but he swam out and got it and brought it over to me. It's like, bro, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm like, you're lucky it didn't go through your pontoon floor, bro.
Oh my gosh.
But it's fun. I enjoy flying out the water. I just do. Maybe it's just because I wish I had space to be able to have my own hard surface
Listen, for
runway.
you, it's a
But out
no-brainer.
here, it's
Bro,
easy.
being able to fly out your back door, I mean, that's it. That's why. I mean,
But I don't do it very often. I like it when you
that's
and
crazy.
when you and Kirk and Kim and Bobby and you guys all came over and we went on the boat and we all flew out here. That's what I'm talking about. I want to have a fun fly.
I need
Ty,
to bring my beaver back out, bro.
yeah, you do. Ty needs to jump in his damn car and come up here. Let's go.
That video we did of that super timber out there, I think was fantastic.
Oh yeah, the day we went upriver and went to the sandbar, and
that's one of my favorite videos I've made out of hundreds.
I actually,
That's a
believe
good
it or
one,
not,
bro.
I was actually working on that video. Where did I put it? I should send this to you because I actually shortened it way up, like a different version.
What do you mean?
Since how I got this Mac now, I was messing with it. I'm looking to see if I can find it. It was a shorter version of that day, just out pretty much at the sandbar.
Okay, you filmed too?
Yeah. Yep. Let's see if I can
If it
find
was on
it.
your phone, I probably had it, bro.
No, I just literally went when I got my new Macintosh here. I just went and I think they're in here. Actually went in. Yeah, there it is. I wish I could send this to you so you could show it. That'd be cool because it's a lot shorter than what yours is. It's kind of like just a recap of everything.
Post it up and leave it unlisted or something.
Yeah, I might do that actually.
Or post it up, period. I mean, I don't really want to be carrying on and cussing on public TV.
Nah, there's none of that. I mean,
All right. Well, there is always some of that.
Bro,
I edit all that crap out.
It was from a different perspective because I was like filming you and Bobby and people on the boat were filming everything. And so I got pictures on this from somebody sitting on the boat that wasn't in the water because it was just us three that were in the water. And
Nice.
there's pictures of me videoing and taking pictures of you and Bobby flying together, and it's just a different perspective. It's cool.
That's fun.
Just completely different perspective.
Dude, I'll put it out or you can put it out. I don't.
Dude, I'll finish it and toss it out.
Yeah.
For sure I will. Is that Kirk, man?
Yes, sir.
There he is. Hey, Kirk, seeing as how you're here, bro, I got to show you. I'm going to see if I can turn this thing and get it right.
I'm putting you on solo real quick.
That's fine, because I'm going to put the dog truck on solo.
I'm going to get, yeah. I'm going to grab more coffee.
Yep.
That's not you. That's not you, man.
That's the truck, bro. Kirk, do you see what I'm seeing, bro? I was able to I got the windshield in and got the tongue mounted, and next thing will be the dog ears with I'm kind of working on. I got those kind of somewhat put together. Seeing as how you're here, I'll show you. I printed out the parts for those. So Ryan and I were talking about earlier. I'm gonna mount those about there with the hinges you gave me. So once I get those covered and get the fabric on there, it should be about right. It should be pretty good. So I'm inching closer. Nice tongue, yeah. So yeah. So I'm getting closer to having this thing done. So hopefully in the next week or two, well, probably a week, be able to have the signage done and have this thing ready to officially run and get a video on, and I can stow it away until Axial Fest and run it one more time and hopefully sell it to somebody at Axial Fest. Because I'm taking everything I got and I'm gonna sell it all.
Bro, I want to sell
Hint,
some
hint.
stuff right now.
Dude, that's the thing. I am going to sell my bodies like on site, so they
Your
can
body's your choice.
right. So at the street corner, man, we'll be like, hey, you see it? This is what you get. This is it. Boom. Oh wow. So Kirk says that it should have the decals tomorrow. Nice. Awesome. That is good news.
Pro tip on the airplanes. The book's going to call out for the rates for, I mean, the Champ doesn't have ailerons, but the roll is the rudder and it's still on the correct stick for roll. But when you have an airplane that calls out for rates, the book will have a different switch for each rate. So elevator, aileron, rudder. To me, asking a newer person to remember 3 more switches is ridiculous, especially when you consider the fact that if you're going to fly in safe, they recommend that you're at 100% full rate, right? And the reason they want you to be at full rate is so you actually have some steering, because even at full rate, it takes all the stick you have to bring something around. And if you were not in safe and you gave it that same input, you'd roll the thing. So there's safe's amazing, but you want to get off it when you can. But like, if you're supposed to be on 100% to fly in safe and you're new and you're panicked and you only have a few minutes here and there anyway, having to manage 3 switches for the rates seems like a miss. So a lot of pilots, myself included, will use switch F, for instance. That's what I use. Switch F, elevator, rudder, and aileron all on the same rate switch. This isn't SpaceX. You're not going to Mars. It's simple stuff. Keep it on one switch. Keep it simple. Just as long as, like, if your F switch is 0, 1, and 2, the book will call out for dual rates, 70% at low, 100% at high. Set up your low rate on 0, which is a low number, so it's easy to correlate those two. 70% 0 physical switch position for elevator, rudder, and aileron. Set up your expo if it asks for it. Flip that switch down to the middle, number 1, and give yourself an 85. The book doesn't ask for it, but that's fine. It's a 3-position switch. Give yourself a middle rate. Calls for expo, do it. It's not going to on the middle rate, so just do the same expo as the high rate. It's going to be a lot of times 10% expo at high rate, 5% on low. Fine. And then you go to the number 2 physical switch position. It's already at 100, so leave it. Scroll down to expo, make it 10. Now go back up to where it says aileron, change it to elevator, and do the same thing. So your 0, 1, and 2, 70, 85, and 100 need to be the same on each surface in their switch positions. You don't have to mess with the little cursor tick boxes or the on the fly stuff. None of that. Just keep it simple. The numbers and the expo, and assign your switch for the surface before you start messing with the numbers. Otherwise, when you finally get done and realize it's not on the switch you want, you got to select switch F, and all your numbers will reset, and you'll have to do it over again anyway. So when you're done with the aileron, 70, 85, 100, scroll into elevator and go right down to the bottom and make it say switch F, and then do it. Same thing. When you're done, go to rudder, make it say switch F first, and then go through and do it. That way you're not doing it twice or confusing things. Every time. And if your book ever calls out for flap to elevator compensation,
I'm leaving. This is my cue to leave.
Do it.
Said it right.
Do it, bro.
Right.
Ty, we could easily do, you ought to get together. We can do it on my channel, your channel, both, whatever. I love that he's into planes. I love talking about planes. I haven't made time to go do it, but I love it. And I have a ton to offer in planes, I feel like. And I'm not done giving in that arena. So, man.
Ty, you should see how he is when
me, bro.
You should see how he is when we're all together and we got like 8 or 10 airplanes sitting out here, and we're having a blast, just fun flying. He's like the coach of the class. He's like, "Hey, what about did you?"
No, it's fine until they ask me to fly their stuff, and then
you were
listen. I make videos. I speak the airplane language, and so I ask questions, and I'm like, and here's a plane that's been around forever. I know it's amazing. I've had one myself, and I think the Mall I hadn't flown before, but it's a high wing deal. I know what it's going to be like.
That's right. You flew mine, didn't you?
Yeah, and that's the first time I flew one, and I know how high wing things are and what they want on flap mixes, and so, and Kelly's flown real planes. Let's just put it in perspective here. He's flown real planes, but he's yet to learn how to read the manual. So,
hey, the Mall. The only thing you flew that was out of whack was my 150, right? Or no? Am I wrong about that?
I think it's the 150 and the Mall. So I go, Kelly, because I know what to expect. So. I know what I want, and I know what to expect, and I know what the books ask for at this point. And so I'm like talking to him about landing or what he thinks about the flaps. And he's like, I don't use them. And he's like, I don't use them. It gets weird or whatever when you drop the flaps, or you can't slow it down enough to use them or whatever. And I'm like,
no, I always slow the plane down in the process of doing flaps, so I don't feel it. Like, I understand what you're saying. If you have the flap to elevator mix proper, you can be speed demon across on downwind and like flip your switch and put your flaps down, and your airplane keeps going straight. Mine would balloon like crazy on a high wing or nose down on a low wing. All right.
It depends.
Yeah, high wing, it
I've seen
balloons.
them all act different though.
And
Like
so
high wings do always see the high wings definitely seem to always want some down, but I've seen low wings need either. It
so
depends.
to in my own defense, I fly my
There's no
airplanes.
defense.
I know I fly my airplanes a little bit differently than some, other people do. I will, on the downwind, I will slow the plane down, get rid of the throttle, start slowing it down. And when I get on like my base leg, I'll put the first notch of flaps in, slow it down a little more, and then when I turn final, I'll put the rest of the flaps in. Do I have to give a little forward stick at times? Yes, I do. But
And Kelly's good enough to be able to fly wrong and get away with it.
yep.
Because if you
I do no game.
it's the truth. But it's counterintuitive to anyone learning. And here's why. And I'm just going to put different words to what he's saying. So just like he said, he's got to push down. If he's going to use them, he's got to push down elevator. Normally, and that's to keep the angle of attack right so he doesn't lose it or stall it.
Right.
He's skilled enough to handle that and pull it off. I can too. It's just not as comfortable. So I just set him up by the book, and I'm usually pretty happy. So, and even other planes made from other manufacturers that didn't call out for a mix in the book. How many Cessna 182s do you have to fly to know that it needs a little down? Right? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter who makes it, it's going to need it. That shape needs it.
The twin I used to fly, real airplane, as soon as you would, typically we'd put the first notch of flaps in at like 180 knots and then slow to 160, and then you could throw the gear out. And as soon as you drop the gear, as soon as it would open up and start coming down, the nose would just.
Yes.
So now I'm trimming, right? Yeah, right. So
you're trimming in some up. And Ty, yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. Pushing down is a little, it's in an emergency, whatever it takes to keep your airspeed is what you got to do. But they're models. We get to set them up the way we want and to make it consistent and safe and repeatable. And so the thing, I've flown real planes. I didn't get my license and fly like you did, but I've flown real ones. And by the time you hit the ground, there's no more elevator left. You've bled the speed. The back pressure is all there.
You flare it.
Right. You're done. You're out. You're transitioning from flight to rolling. Right. And you got to time it just right. And so if you're having to push down, that's more than I'd ask a newbie to do. So, and I've heard guys say the same thing you said, where it's like, well, I slow down a bunch. You have to. Mm-hmm. Because the way you're set up, there's no other way around it, but it's still bad.
I'm used to real airplanes where you have to slow down to a certain speed to be able to begin that process of throwing feathers out.
And yes, when I do the mix by the book, I could dump the flaps at speed. I'm still not going to. But what happens if the mix is right and you're going fast and you dump the flaps? Your attitude of the pitch stays the same, but you might actually get a little lift.
And you will. But
not
that's
the end of the world, though.
Right. But you're not fighting it at that point.
Without doing a mix, though, at any kind of speed, even super slow, too slow to notice, the nose is still coming creeping up. So even though you're good enough to slow it down enough to work it out in a real crazy angle of attack, I wouldn't ask a beginner to. You want to set it up so it follows its nose. My thing on center of gravity is the same kind of conversation. It needs to follow its nose in a predictable way because you got enough to do to land these things without having stuff that could be considered a not fully thought out setup add workload to that process.
Right. See, Michael Berry, I don't mix, I just trim. And absolutely. That's the thing. Like with me, again, I want to fly the airplane. I want to feel it. So I don't want all this extra automated mixed stuff going on. And that's why I don't like flying with AS3X or the Safe, for instance. I grew up flying these airplanes or learning how to fly them. They were nitro planes, and it was back in the day when they had the silver and gold Tower Hobbies radios.
Yeah.
And we had a stupid trainer cord between us. We were pigtailed together. And I learned to feel everything. And some of those airplanes had flaps on them. And some of them we would use pop cans and cut the radius side of the pop can out and like either duct tape it to the wings on the bottom side or whatever to give us like some extra lift or give us that flap option. So I'm not used to having the what's the word I'm looking for? The gift of having that mix available.
It's what you would do if you were in it. It's what you would do if you were in it.
Right. So I'm not used to having that flap to mix, that royalty of that. So sometimes I do fight it.
Do you use cruise control in your car when you're on the highway?
Depends.
You know the answer is yes. Come on.
I should probably not. I'm gonna just not answer that.
So that's a yes.
Because my car, if it's on cruise control, it drives itself.
Yeah. Oh, I got it. That's a little different.
And I find myself emailing and not paying attention, so I should just not say anymore.
For the sake of helping out early low stick time pilots, rather than being a badass cowboy, I would say predictability is what you're going for, right? And so I've flown with and without mixes, with and without gyros. I'm a cowboy too. But, bro, the amount of slow to not have a mix in and the down that you have to give it is so in a way contrary to what you're going to ever endeavor a new person to have to undergo.
Sure, 100%. And that's why I'm saying, Ryan, that when I started years ago, we didn't have that loyalty.
I didn't either.
Royalty.
Yeah.
But like what Michael Bear's saying, the airspeed changes, your mix changes too. So if you're flying it wide open, if you're flying a V1200 wide open and you're getting 165 miles an hour out of it and you put your flaps down.
Well, you're an idiot.
What I'm saying, but still, or say 100 miles an hour and you put your flaps down or your gear down. If you put your gear down on something like that and you're going 100 miles an hour, you have to feel it because there's a lot of drag there.
Oh, dude, when the gear came down on the T6, it was like sitting on thunder. I mean, it was amazing.
Sure, 100%.
But if you're gonna be foolish and dump the flaps at 100 miles an hour in a V1200, do you want the thing to at least maintain its angle of attack and attitude, or go
ballistic,
stall itself, or nosedive?
Probably nosedive.
The mix is a good place to start. It's a reconfiguration of the plane. The airflow is all different, obviously, when you dump the flaps, which is why the nose comes up like crazy on a high wing deal.
Yeah.
So you're reestablishing your baseline. You've changed the configuration. I'm going to argue this one to death. You reestablish a new baseline because you've changed the configuration. You got flaps down, your profile for lift, and all this drag.
Does your CG move?
No, CG is still the same. The thing weighs the same when you dump the flaps, right? But the goal with center of gravity is not just some arbitrary bullshit a designer thought of. It's on an aerobatic plane, they want you to be right there on that edge, so it's very nimble. But on most of us sport flyers, kind of scale flyers, what you want is predictability.
Right.
And so my question on CG and flat mixes is not if I'm in a 45-degree dive, does it kind of climb a little, or do I need down stick when I'm inverted? Like whatever on that, because it's a very rarely is it a symmetrical airfoil anyway. So some of that is to be expected. But the real answer to me is, do you want to bring the son of a bitch home in a bag or
right?
So the other question there is, how does it fly when you're out of the power? And I really noticed this big when I started moving into jets, because back in the day, my dad and I didn't know what timers were, and we would just fly till the batteries ran out. We got no thrust left. What's it do out of the power? Does it glide predictably? I can handle that. Does it pitch up or, something else? Usually not on a prop plane, but on the jets, when the EDF is in the back and you lose your thrust,
you're going to pitch
now
up. You're going to pitch
some
up.
of those things, and this isn't even a flap conversation. Now this is like CG and setup.
Right.
Because you don't have flaps, you still have whatever your neutral is on your elevator. And real planes have a little bit of down negative degree in the elevator to keep them from going up too. So there's a little bit of, if a plane's climbing, you can either trim it down, or the stabulator, the elevator's already just got a little bit.
Right.
So what you're trying to do, you have the power, is to set up a plane to not fly like a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the power, what's it do? Does it sink like a brick? Does the nose come up and now I'm fighting the stall? Or does it predictably follow its nose in a glide that I can handle on the way down?
Right.
That's the question. And what do you want the answer to be?
Right.
I remember, and as far as stability goes, you can't hardly tell AS3X is there. Safe, you definitely can. AS3X, you can't hardly tell it's there. But when I was shooting all those videos for Motion RC, bro, we were selling E-Flight then too at that point, Horizon planes, and they had AS3X. And then we had all the free wing and Flightline stuff that didn't. And I was flying on Futaba back then, so I didn't have gyros on anything.
Yep.
Unless it was their AS3X. And me and Mike would go out with 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 planes to film. And if it was windy as hell, guess what was going up? AS3X, man. Because I got to film these and make them look good. So, yeah, I could handle them without stability, but boy, it was nice having it. And I never put safe on anything back then because it was the old school way of flipping the switch 5 times. And I refused to program those receivers anything other than the way they came.
Right.
Because back then you didn't have forward programming. You had to have a PC and this and that and the other thing. And I've always been on Apple, so I wasn't going to be able to do it. And Mike said he'd spend 3 or 4 hours setting one up. And I'm like, I got no time for that. But I stability is nice. It's not required.
Oh,
it's definitely
for sure.
Cool.
For sure, it is nice. Absolutely. And the one thing that scares the hell out of me about how everything's set up nowadays, unfortunately, is with the full blown safe. And we've talked about this. And Kirk, I told him, I was like, man, I'm like, brother, you're doing really good, but you got to shut that safe off, because I'm standing there watching him with the radio, and he's like, I want to turn left. And he's just holding it clear over. And I'm like, dude, you got to get rid of that, man. You got to stop relying on that, because once you turn that switch off, dude, you are going to be rolling and shaking and baking, baby.
It teaches you bad habits. And AS3X doesn't act like that at all, but the safe does.
100%.
And the one thing that I see new guys don't get, like let's say in a turn where without safe on, you put the plane in a bank, but you don't hold that left input anymore.
Right. You neutralize it.
You pull through with the elevator.
Yep.
But in safe, boy, you got to hammer it over there and hold it. And so learning that is contrary to what it really is. I mean, if you're turning and burning a left turn on a warbird or something, to be honest, a lot of times, not only are you letting the ailerons return to neutral to pull through with the elevator, but you're giving it a little bit of opposite aileron to keep from coming the rest of the way.
Yep.
And that's why I don't, the only mixes I do is flap to elevator. I do not do coordinated rudder and aileron mixes because I think that is goofy.
So is that the reason why you didn't like the big Draco? Because it comes that way.
I didn't like that really.
Because
Yeah.
it's got the rudder mixed in with the ailerons.
And that plane's got that under camber, which exhibits more adverse yaw than most planes do. And so that's why they did it.
Yep.
But the truth is still there. So if you're cranking and banking and you're in a left turn and you got a coordinated rudder, that's great.
Yep.
But when the reality sets in that you actually need to neutralize or opposite aileron to keep from spinning in,
yep,
now you're skidding. Instead of coordinated, you're skidding.
Yep.
So I'd rather, it's funny to hear me say it but on a landing, I want to chill. I want it to come in. I want the landing to look good. I got enough work to do to make it look good, and I've been able to. But dude, the left and right stuff, you can miss me with that. I know some guys do it, but that's my take. Is like if I'm cranking and banking, I'm in a left turn. I know I sometimes am giving it right aileron as well to keep from spinning in and rolling over.
Yep.
I don't want my rudder doing anything.
Right. There. Right. Well, yeah. I mean, you don't need it.
I'm going to fly my rudder and my roll and my pitch.
Yep.
And when I'm landing, I'm going to go ahead and reestablish the baseline because the configuration has changed.
Dude, did you see Ty's comment? I don't even practice on safe. You know, I'm throw me to the wolves and let's see what happens.
Let's go.
Let's go, man.
That's good. Yeah. And for the reasons we spoke of, safe is an amazing tool. And I set it up in everything I have because it's there for free. And sometimes if it's really windy out, I like playing with it like my plane's a kite.
It's almost like you use it as an autopilot type thing, you know, a little bit. If you're coming down to land and you just, you know, it's really windy, you got a stiff crosswind, all of a sudden the wind's changed, then you can flip that switch and you got that gyro like assisting you in the plane. It's perfect. I don't have anything against it.
It's kind of neat. And I've done videos and I've showed it over and over where I would fly something with AS3X, with safe, without it. And I'll fly and nail crosswind landings with and without it. But I'll talk about what I'm seeing. And if you're coming in cross control on a crosswind, not only are you working your, you know, elevator and pitch, but you're working your aileron and rudder as well. There's a lot going on. And the minute you kick rudder to straighten it out so your wheels don't land on a side load, you need more of your shoulder into the wind, downwind aileron.
And the slower you get, the more of that shoulder you need into the wind.
So it's super fun. I've done both. But if I've got safe on in a crosswind, I can come, it can be, most of the time I could land nose into the wind. I enjoy crosswind, so I'll take it.
Yep.
But if it's a hairy plane, if it's a handful for me, or I don't feel like fixing landing gear, or I just want to enjoy myself a little more, I first of all will prove that I can do it without the technology to myself.
Yep.
Okay, cool, done it. Now I'm going to enjoy it, and I'll shoot a few more touch and goes and landings on the worst day ever, knowing that as long as I maintain my airspeed, that safe is going to keep my wings level. So no matter what's up with the crosswind, I come in at a crab, and when I kick rudder to straighten the wheels out and do my thing at the end, I'm really kind of eliminated the workload of messing with the roll.
Yep.
And that's one less thing to do when you're tending for.
Yes, one less input to have to deal with, for sure. And it's like flying the real twins, you know, landing in crosswinds. There was one time we were flying out in and out of Des Moines, Iowa, and we had like 47, 48 knot direct crosswind. And we're flying the 310, dude, getting it done. And the crosswind was from our left. And it was when we would flare, left engine was like completely at idle. And we were using right engine to compensate for that into that wind because it was nuts.
Huh. That's awesome. I love that stuff. And I'm not afraid to trim a little cheat either. And I always tell myself I don't want to ever be caught by surprise. So when I'm taking off, before I take off, I'm like, okay, the wind's coming from my left. So that's going to be a right rudder correction. I already know that it's a right rudder correction, left shoulder down. All right. And then sometimes I know it's coming as well. I'll give myself 2 or 3 clicks of right rudder.
So in the cockpit,
Just a cheat.
In the cockpit, when you're what you're describing is dead leg, high horn. Is your crosswind situation. I learned that when I got my multi-engine rating. So when they pull an engine on you and you have to identify, verify, it's dead leg, high horn.
What's that mean?
So dead leg, you're pushing into the engine that's basically at that point pulling. So you have dead leg, so you have your rudder pushed one way, opposite way, and cross controlling high horn on the yoke to identify which engine is giving you problems or out.
Oh, I see.
Dead leg or high horn.
I love crosswind landing. I mean, it's neat, and getting them right is neat, and it's beautiful. And once you discern what you're seeing, you know, in people's videos, you can see who's doing it and who's not.
Right.
And you can not only by the angles of the plane, but if you watch the surfaces, you can see if somebody's coming in crabbing and they land crabbing, then they didn't do anything.
Right.
So if they straighten it out though, and they do a good job, you know that they're working it, bro. They're working everything.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Michael Bear said we landed the Falcon a couple of months ago in a 50-knot crosswind. No problem in that airplane, but walking across the ramp was challenging. Isn't that crazy? You're like, did I really just land in this crap? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
And no amount of technology or skill makes up for a lack in airspeed. So when in doubt, keep his speed going.
When in doubt, throttle out.
A lot of people that do use flaps, if it's windy out, they will not use them.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense. It helps them maintain their airspeed. It's got to be pretty bad for me not to use them. Just because I like using them. I like the fight, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be careful when the relative wind is what's providing your airspeed for you. You got to be careful because then it could drop out on you.
Wind shear, or it just turns and goes a different direction.
Exactly. So you got to have enough
in
case. And so half flaps or no flaps is, I think, not a bad idea when it's really windy out. If somebody was low time pilot, I would say get the flaps for now.
Your crosswind, crosswind components obviously play a factor with how much flaps you use or don't use.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, if I was landing in a stiff crosswind, Michael Bear knows. I mean, he's talking it. If I'm landing in a stiff crosswind, I'm not using full flaps. There's no way in hell.
No, why? Because you want your speed.
Sure, 100%.
You want your speed. You want your authority, your control.
So he says, the Bigfoot. Yeah. You know, I almost bought one of them at one point. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, which is like the Cessna 150T.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. I did the videos on the Bigfoot when it was new, plug and play style. And then when they did the RTF version. And the RTF version, guess what? It had flaps. Guess what? No mix. Watch my videos of it. I'm landing that son of a bitch straight down.
Were you having problems, Ryan?
No, I knew what I was doing.
You're like, damn it, the right stick's clear forward.
That's what I had to do. I'm pushing down stick on this thing. and I'm out of the power completely. There's videos of it, bro. I did the very first original. I mean, I was involved on launching a lot of those early Arrows planes to the world from this little channel over here that could. And then later on, the RTF version came. And so on the first one, I did the flat mix the way I know a high wing Cessna needs it. And then on the RTF, there's no mixing available. And so I still showed you what you get. And so I remember just full flaps, no power, let it land itself. There's nothing I can do because anything I do is too fast and it's coming up or I'm down sticking.
Dude, we used to do that in the 150s, like the real Cessna 150s. Just go full power and start running the trim up and just run the trim all the way up and just sit there. And it was like,
yeah.
Just go for a roller coaster ride for a while. This was what I did when I was a student pilot, but it was fun.
That Bigfoot's a good one.
Yep. Huge flaps and big wheels on everything. And I'm there with you for sure.
I mean,
big flaps and no mix. Yeah, let's go. That's what Ryan says.
I like it when you're too high and you kick a huge slip in it to bleed your speed.
Oh yeah.
Kick big rudder and just come in just steep but slow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fun.
Just get that thing just in a steep crab.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of times in that configuration, you need some down elevator to keep it from.
Well, and then in the real planes, when you start doing that, you gotta add a little power typically if at times if you get a sync rate going in the right airplane and trying to pull that, especially when it's hot out, you can get yourself in trouble doing that. It takes a lot of power to get out of that sync rate.
Right, because you got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you are the airplane.
You don't have the airflow. You got no power and no airflow.
Yep.
Whatever airflow you have is broken up. It's not flying airflow. It's dirty.
Well, yeah, you're using the side of the airplane to slow you up.
Yeah.
It's really dirtied up.
And you're inducing as much drag on it as you can.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep.
Which is why planes without flaps do that to slow down.
And they have to. Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise they're coming in too hot.
Absolutely. Yep.
Those air coupes and weird stuff like that doesn't have any flaps at all.
Yep.
Dude, all the approaches are slips.
T-crafts, all the Ryanka champs, they're all.
Those guys probably like having a headwind.
Yeah.
Or crosswind.
Yep. Absolutely. Turn the bird nose into the wind and slow it down. Cool. Well, we've been cooking for 2 hours. Is it time to go watch Matt and Harley get their game faces on?
It's time for me to go watch Lost with the kids. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Yeah.
Tomorrow, if anything strikes your fancy, go watch a video.
Right. It's like, if anything strikes your fancy, click the damn link.
Come on.
Well, we'll take a look at
these pretzels. Aren't what it is. These pretzels we hand out on the flight are not free.
Right. Everything costs money.
Come on. All right, guys. Good times.
Yeah, cool.
Stay tuned. Drop your builds, 3D, whatever, on RC 3D Fab Factory. Airplane guys, keep doing what you do at RC Pilots Lounge Facebook group. Got a lot going on there all the time. Still a fantastic group, and there's not a lot of me in there at the moment, but it's a very active community, and it's a lot of you guys and guys that have been with me forever. So yeah, check it out. Check out the videos. Let the playlist run. Do me a favor. Kelly's got his channel. Make a comment real quick just so they can see your icon.
Oh, yep.
But there's a link to him in the Discro here and my short form social and stuff like that. I need to put my Amazon in there. That was the first one I've had for the longest time. Yeah, this is it right here. Check out Kelly's channel.
I'm up and coming, just getting my feet wet.
There we go. Dog trucks going to the vet next week, getting its flea shot. Things are moving along.
Right. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Ty, thanks, man. Good to see you. Somebody's keeping the lights on in the archives. There's some good stuff out there, dude. I'm telling you. It's almost as if I should still be getting planes and doing videos. Weird.
It's how we all know you, by brother, for sure.
Bro.
But now, you know, not only could you do
That's all I wanted to do.
Now you could have a whole slew. You could have a whole 3D printer farm if you're still, you know, if you really wanted it. You know what I'm saying? You could have a whole farm of printers. You could have a whole farm of airplanes. You could run your whole family out of your house because you're getting all this shit to do reviews on. But now we're just kind of just slowing down and having a little fun with everything.
Easy. The thing about retirement, though, is you're supposed to have money to retire. I need a cameraman dedicated like I used to. That's the hard part.
Dude, it would be really, really hard to beat you and Mike.
Bobby was really good on the camera and really good on the sticks, dude.
100%. Bobby is killer on the sticks, no doubt.
And he was really good on the camera, like low key.
Yeah, he was
really good on the camera, dude. And
yeah,
I mean, yeah, even better on the sticks. But dude, we would put out videos, same plane. I'd fly it, and he'd fly it. He flew it better than I did, but I talk more, and that's what I mean. That's what folks wanted. I mean, the numbers don't lie,
right?
But I'm not stingy, so I got to where I would just put me and his flights together instead of separate videos. I was like, let's just do all one. So I would do the first flight, he'd do the second flight, and I put it all in one video because I used to do it separate, and then I was like, let's just put them together.
Right. No, yeah, you guys made
and that worked.
A good mix for sure.
And then we got fancy and try to get hobby shops and stuff.
Right. And then now look at you. Now you're stuck here with me.
You know why we went
3D printing dog
hobby
shit.
shops? You know why we went to do hobby shops? Because my numbers, my sales, these videos and the commissions and all that stuff were impressive enough numbers to make it worth the gamble.
Sure. I remember
the irony of running those businesses and losing all my momentum on my channel over it is just simply brutal.
Right.
This thing tomorrow, bro, if it's tomorrow or next week, I don't know, but bro,
yep.
Not very often. I really, I miss them now. I used to do all the new stuff, and it's been a while since it's been like that. And I'm all right. It doesn't really hurt my feelings too much, but every now and then there's one. It's like, oh,
right.
I wanted to do that one.
I hear you.
New.
Yep.
Before everybody's got one, because YouTube's brutal, dude. If you can get new stuff before it's released, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. You got anything, man?
Not really. I just glad everybody came by tonight and listened to us have actually a really good discussion about airplanes and physics and
yeah, man,
and dog trucks and all kinds of stuff. So no, it's great. I appreciate co-hosting on here, Ryan. Thank you for letting me come be a part of it, and we're having a lot of fun. So much appreciated, and appreciate everybody's support. We
gotta fly, bro. I mean, the thing is, you know how to too.
Well, then let's go. Let's do it this weekend. Let's go.
When? Hey, yeah.
Saturday. Let's go.
Kirk had something going on. Is that what it is?
I don't remember.
Somebody couldn't go on Saturday. Was it Kirk?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
Dude, if you want to go crawl for a little while and then we can come back here and fly, let's go. We can do both in one day.
That's a good idea.
Bring the beaver and bring a couple of your trucks, and We're going over to Oxbow and do some donuts in the creek over there and run around, and then we can come back here and jump on the boat and go to the sandbar. Dude, the water's almost 90 degrees, bro.
Jeez. Yeah, Big Beaver needs to go back out again. That thing's fun.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I got.
They got music. They got music Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday. So there's a lot of people that are going to be like what it was that night that we were out with Bobby and you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are going to be like centrally located in a certain spot. So it makes it nice to be able to go to the sandbar because it's kind of quiet.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Awesome. We'll figure it out. We're out of here in 5. Hanger Rats forever. We'll throw you later. You're too good to be forgotten. We will see you next time. Give it a like if you're on the replay or live. Check out the rest of the videos. Thank you so much. We will see you next time. Bye now. Boom.